What charity in Massachusetts or the greater Boston area do you volunteer or work for?
It's through Park Street Church, and they just help homeless people through, like, soup kitchens and everything.
All right, and is that what the charity does for people? Just a soup kitchen?
Yeah.
All right. And what jobs did you have when volunteering for the charity?
I've had various jobs of, like, either collecting food from local restaurants and, like, restaurants and stores, like canned foods or foods, like, from, like, Panera. And then I've also had the jobs of, like, distributing these whatever home-cooked meals that we had to the homeless people, as well as getting a couple packages for them to have for the rest of the week.
All right, and how often did you volunteer?
Once a week.
All right, and
Mm-hmm.
And do you organize things to give to the homeless people, or do you interact with them directly?
We interact with them directly.
All right, and what led you to start doing volunteer work to help homeless people in the first place?
I started in high school where I was in a volunteer group, and that kind of encouraged me more to do it through college and even after college. So it was one of those, like, I just really liked the experience, so I didn't mind taking my time to help the homeless.
Cool. And how did you feel while doing your volunteer work?
At first, it was one of those, like, I felt like I was the one helping them, but as the years progressed, it became one of those, like, they're helping you in the sense of, like, become more grateful for the things that you have, and just, like, the little things that they tell you about, them telling you about their story kind of makes you feel more grateful for and kind of intertwines your spiritual journey.
All right. And what has led you to continue doing volunteer work?
Just the same basis. Like, I love hearing their stories. I love hearing what they have to say. So, like, continuing volunteering and, like, helping them out is just making me, like, I feel like it's helping me grow, essentially.
All right. And do you actively try to get others to do volunteer work with you?
Yes. I have a couple of friends who started doing it with me. Anytime somebody's free on Thursdays, I'll either pick them up or join them, and we'll go to the church and we'll do the volunteering. And then I just leave it up to them whether they want to continue on or when that'll be their first and only time.
All right. Do you have any personal experiences with a homeless person or a group of homeless people that has strongly impacted you?
Yeah, I had, when I was in college for my freshman year, when I was volunteering, and, like, I met somebody who's, like, roughly the same age as me, and it was a tough, like, just because they're the same age, it was kind of like I was able to connect with them more and learning their story. They were just, their parents died through unfortunate circumstances, and because of that meant they couldn't go to college because they were unable to, like, either have they were left homeless, and of course they couldn't afford college, so they've just been struggling through their life just because of them losing their parents. So.
Okay. Did you have any previously conceived notions about homeless people before you did your volunteer work, and were they proven right or wrong?
I think, especially since I started in high school, my first notion, of course, were like they're all dirty, they're all drunkards, they're lazy, and they're just out there begging for food, and, like, because you would hear people saying, oh, you saw the homeless person has, like, a pair of Nikes, but they're begging for money, so they're not, like, really homeless. But through volunteering, it definitely changed, because then you can tell people are really struggling, and just because there are a couple of people who are taking advantage of the system doesn't mean they're all in the same situation. Of course, you never know anybody's story, so you can't really judge them by their cover, essentially.
All right. And have your experiences with or volunteering to help the homeless changed or impacted you in a significant way overall?
Yeah, it's definitely by seeing their by listening to their stories, it's definitely made me more driven, either career wise and also like my personal life, into taking the chances to like either hang out with my friends more, thanking my family even more, just not ever taking granted of the small moments essentially.
All right. And what have you learned from your experiences?
I've learned. There's a lot I've learned. I think the major thing I've learned is you're never alone. So there's just been so many people who tell me that even though their experiences suck, it's always great to like come to the places where we're helping them out, because it just shows them that you might be in a situation that at some point of your life that is a downfall, but you're not alone in that fight, and there's always somebody to help, as long as you're not too prideful to get that help from somebody, because then you can always pass it on.
Okay. And finally, what would you tell someone who is unfamiliar with how serious the issue of homelessness is?
I would definitely just encourage them to take, even if it's just one night. You don't even have to do the whole volunteering, because the volunteering for me takes around 3 hours. But you just talk to somebody, learn about their story, and by them telling you their story, you'll kind of learn how serious it is, how serious it's not just people who are being lazy, it's just, unfortunately, the financial downfalls that can put somebody like that, like families, if you lost a job, just like that, it take you to the streets, and it's unfortunate, but it's real.